Captain Eli Morgan was tired. After months of traveling through empty space, he was ready for a break. His small spaceship floated quietly near the edge of the star system called Zephyr. The stars around him shone bright, but something strange was coming through his radio. A strange voice spoke, clear and calm, in perfect English. "Only you may enter, human," it said. Then, a set of coordinates appeared on his screen. No name, no explanation, just those words and the location. Eli blinked. He had heard about many alien races, but none had ever spoken to him like this. Most aliens ignored humans, or worse, feared them. But this message was different. It sounded important, maybe even dangerous. He sat back in his chair, thinking hard. Should he follow the coordinates? What if it was a trap? Or maybe, just maybe, this was his chance to learn something new about the galaxy, and about humans. His curiosity won. He set the ship's controls and started moving toward the strange place. As the engines hummed, Eli stared out the window, watching the stars pass by. The unknown had never been more close. Hours later, the ship passed through a strange space. The stars here looked different, more colorful, almost alive. Suddenly, a huge planet appeared ahead. It was unlike any planet Eli had seen. The sky was a deep purple, and strange lights danced above the clouds. Eli's heart beat faster. He was close. As he entered the planet's orbit, a large structure came into view. It was a palace, but not like any castle on Earth. It floated high above the clouds, shining with colors that shifted like the rainbow. It was beautiful and powerful at the same time. The ship's radio crackled again. "Welcome, Captain Eli Morgan," the voice said, calm and clear. "You have been chosen by the Sharian Queen. Prepare to dock. Only you may enter." Eli's hands tightened on the controls. His mind raced with questions. Who was this queen? Why had she sent the message? And why only him? His ship moved carefully toward the docking station. Robotic arms grabbed the ship and pulled it in gently. The doors opened, and Eli stepped out, feeling a mix of fear and excitement. The hallway was tall and wide, made of smooth metal that glowed softly. Strange symbols covered the walls, pulsing with light. Guards watched him silently, their tall bodies covered in shining armor. Finally, Eli reached a large door. It opened slowly, and inside, he saw her, the alien queen. She was taller than any human, with skin that shimmered like starlight and eyes that seemed to see everything. Her voice was soft but strong when she spoke. "Welcome, human," she said. "You are the first to come here in many cycles. Come, there is much to show you." Eli felt speechless. He had entered a new world, one that could change everything he knew about humans and the stars. Eli stood in the great room, still trying to understand what he was seeing. The alien queen's palace was more amazing than he had ever imagined. The walls glowed with soft light, changing colors like a calm ocean. Tall windows looked out over the clouds, and the air smelled faintly of flowers he had never known. The queen's voice broke the silence. "Come, Captain Eli Morgan. Walk with me." Eli followed her through long halls, where strange plants grew in shining pots, and small floating lights guided their way. The guards walked silently beside them, watching every step. The queen moved with grace, her eyes calm but full of power. "You may wonder why I have called you here," she said. "Humans are rare in this part of the galaxy, but you have a gift, something other species do not." Eli listened carefully. "What kind of gift?" he asked. "The ability to change," she replied. "To think in new ways, to adapt quickly, to feel deeply. Your kind has survived many dangers because of this. Many other species are strong, but they are slow to change." Eli felt a strange pride. He had always known humans were different. Maybe this was why he had been chosen. They reached a large door carved with symbols of stars and animals. The queen placed her hand on the door, and it opened silently. Inside was the throne room. The room was huge. At the far end, on a raised platform, sat the queen's throne. It was made of a glowing crystal that seemed to pulse with energy. Around the room, other aliens watched silently, some tall and thin, others short and strong, all with eyes fixed on Eli. The queen spoke again. "These are the leaders of the Xerian Empire. They have waited a long time for a human to arrive." Eli bowed slightly, feeling the weight of their gaze. He noticed their eyes held a mix of curiosity, respect, and maybe a little fear. One of the leaders, a tall alien with blue skin and many eyes, stepped forward. "Human, why have you come?" Eli took a deep breath. "I don't know exactly. I got your message, and I came because I wanted to understand." The queen smiled gently. "That is the right answer. You are here to learn and to teach." Suddenly, a soft alarm sounded. The queen's eyes narrowed. Something is not right. The guards moved quickly to the doors. Eli felt tension rise in the room. The leaders whispered to each other, their faces serious. The queen turned back to Eli. "You will see soon why you are special, Captain. But first, you must pass a trial. It is a test of mind, body, and spirit." Eli swallowed hard. He had faced danger before, but this was different. This was about more than survival. It was about proving what humans could do. The queen stood and waved her hand. The doors behind her opened to a shining corridor. "Come. The trial begins now." Eli stepped forward, his heart beating fast. He looked at the gathered aliens, then at the glowing path ahead. Whatever waited, he was ready. Eli walked into the shining corridor. The walls were smooth and bright, and strange symbols moved slowly along them, glowing softly. The air smelled fresh, like rain on an alien world. The queen's voice echoed gently in his mind. "This is your first test, Captain. You must show your mind is strong. The challenge will change as you move forward." Eli nodded, his heart pounding. He knew this was not a simple game. It was a test of everything he had. As he walked, the corridor suddenly split into 3 paths. A soft voice said, "Choose your path carefully. Each will test a different part of you." Eli looked at the 3 doors. One was marked with a star, another with a tree, and the last with a circle. He thought carefully. The star might test his knowledge. The tree could test his patience or connection to life. The circle could be a test of unity or strength. After a moment, Eli chose the door with the tree. The door opened to a large room filled with plants and trees. The air was warm and smelled of earth and flowers, but the plants were strange. Some moved slowly, others glowed in the dark. A voice whispered, "Your task is to find the heart tree. It holds the answer to your next challenge. But beware, not all is as it seems." Eli stepped carefully between the trees. His eyes searched for something different. He noticed a faint light far in the center of the room. As he moved closer, the plants began to shift, making strange noises. Eli felt a cold shiver, but kept moving forward. Suddenly, a giant vine blocked his path. It twisted and tried to catch him. Eli jumped back just in time. He knew he had to be clever, not just strong. He looked around and saw a small glowing flower near the vine. Carefully, he picked it and held it up. The vine stopped moving. The flower's light seemed to calm the plants. Slowly, the vine curled away. Eli moved forward and found the heart tree. Its bark shone with golden light, and its leaves whispered softly. He placed his hand on the tree. Suddenly, images filled his mind. Stories of old, of planets lost and found, of people who fought for their homes, of humans who survived against all odds. The vision faded and a voice said, "You have passed the test of nature. Your mind is strong and your heart is brave." The door behind him opened. Eli stepped through and found himself in a new room, this one filled with strange machines and glowing screens. The queen's voice returned. "Now, the test of knowledge." Eli took a deep breath and moved forward. Whatever the next challenge, he was ready to face it. Eli stepped into the new room, his eyes wide with wonder. It was filled with strange machines and glowing screens, but there was something more, a deep feeling of history in the air. This place was called the Ancient Archive. The walls were covered with holograms showing stars, planets, and beings from all over the galaxy. Eli moved slowly, looking at each display. He felt like he had entered a great library, but instead of books, it held the story of the universe. A soft voice spoke behind him. "This archive holds the truth about the past, Captain. Many species have forgotten these stories, but you, human, are meant to remember." Eli turned to see the alien queen standing near a large console. Her eyes shone with pride and sadness. "Long ago," she said, "humans were part of a great alliance. Together, many worlds shared knowledge and peace, but over time, humans disappeared from this story. Your kind lost its place." Eli listened closely. He had never heard this before. Humans were often seen as young and wild in space, not as heroes of old. The queen continued, "Your people once built great ships, traveled far, and helped stop wars. The Ancient Archive holds the records, waiting for one like you to find them." Eli walked to a large screen. He touched it gently, and images appeared. A fleet of human ships fighting side by side with aliens, saving planets from danger. There were stories of brave captains and scientists who changed the course of history. "This is amazing," Eli whispered. "Why did humans forget this?" The queen's face grew serious. "Because of a great tragedy. A war so terrible that it broke the alliance and scattered your people. Many lost hope, but the knowledge remained, waiting for someone to bring it back." Eli felt a new fire inside him. If humans once played a great role, maybe it was time to take that place again. Suddenly, the lights dimmed. A new message appeared on the screen, a warning. "A new threat approaches," the queen said, "one that could destroy many worlds. You must help us prepare." Eli's mind raced. He was not just here for a trial. He was part of something bigger, something that could change the future of the galaxy. The queen stepped closer. "Will you help us, Captain Eli Morgan? Will you find the strength of your ancestors and protect us all?" Eli looked at her, then at the glowing images of human heroes. "I will," he said firmly. "I don't know everything yet, but I will do my best." The queen smiled. "Good. But first, you must pass one more test. The trial of strength." Eli nodded, feeling ready but also nervous. This journey was just beginning. The door opened again, revealing a bright arena. Eli stepped forward, ready for whatever came next. Eli stepped into the bright arena, his eyes adjusting to the light. The place was huge, shaped like a giant circle with seats all around. But it was empty. No crowds, no cheering, just silence. The air was thick with tension. Before Eli could move, a group of aliens appeared. They were tall and strong, wearing dark armor that made them look dangerous. Their leader stepped forward, his eyes sharp and cold. "You do not belong here, human," he said. "The queen's choice is wrong. We will not let you take her place." Eli clenched his fists. He could feel the hostility. These aliens were part of the rival factions, groups that wanted power for themselves, not peace. The queen's voice echoed in the arena. "Enough. Captain Eli Morgan is here for a reason. You will not stop what must happen." The leader sneered but backed away. "We will see, Queen. This human may not last." Eli looked around. He knew this was more than just a test of strength. It was a battle for trust and respect. Suddenly, the floor changed. Walls rose from the ground, creating a maze. The arena had become a challenge of skill and strategy. Eli took a deep breath and started moving. He used his human instincts to listen carefully and watch every detail. The rival aliens were fast, but he was smarter. As he turned a corner, he saw one of the aliens waiting. Eli dodged quickly and used a small device from his belt. A stun beam. The alien fell, surprised. More aliens appeared, but Eli did not panic. He used the maze to his advantage, moving silently and striking carefully. After what felt like hours, Eli reached the center of the maze. There, a glowing orb floated. He grabbed it, and the maze walls disappeared. The rival aliens stopped and stared. Eli held the orb high. It shone bright, like a symbol of victory and peace. The queen appeared again, her face proud. "You have passed the test of strength and courage, human. You are more than we hoped." The rival factions did not cheer, but Eli saw respect in their eyes. The battle had changed something. They had seen that humans were not weak or simple. Eli felt tired but alive. He had faced fear and hate, and he had won, not just with weapons, but with his mind and heart. The queen stepped forward. "Now the final step awaits. A secret chamber holds the answers you seek. But beware, what you find may change everything." Eli nodded. His journey was far from over, but he was ready for whatever came next. He followed the queen down a long corridor, the glow from the orb lighting their way. Inside the palace, secrets waited, secrets that could save or destroy the galaxy. The corridor was quiet as Eli and the alien queen walked deeper into the palace. The walls around them shimmered with soft light, and the air felt thick with mystery. Eli's heart beat fast. He knew the next trial would be difficult. "This test will push you in ways you have never faced," the queen said. "It is not only about strength or knowledge. It is about balance, the mind and the body working as one." They arrived at a large door covered in symbols of stars and waves. The queen touched it lightly, and the door opened with a low hum. Inside was a vast chamber, bright but empty, except for a glowing platform in the center. "Step onto the platform," the queen instructed. Eli did as told. The platform hummed under his feet, and suddenly the room changed. The walls disappeared, replaced by a vast open space. The sky above was filled with swirling colors like a storm of light. A voice spoke in Eli's mind, calm but firm. "Welcome, Captain. Your trial begins now." Eli looked around. Before him appeared a series of obstacles, floating rocks, beams of light that moved quickly, and puzzles etched in the air. To pass, he needed to be quick and thoughtful. The first challenge was to jump from one floating rock to another. The rocks moved slowly, but if he missed, he would fall into an endless void. Eli focused, timing his jumps carefully. His muscles burned, but he pushed forward. One leap after another, he reached the other side safely. Next, a beam of light blocked his path. It pulsed with energy. Eli studied it and noticed a pattern. When the light dimmed, he could pass through. He waited, then dashed through just before the beam glowed bright again. Finally, he faced the puzzles, floating symbols that glowed softly. Eli touched one, and a question appeared in his mind. What is the greatest strength of humanity? He thought hard. Was it courage? Creativity? The ability to feel? He answered silently. Our will to survive and change. The symbols glowed brightly, and the puzzle dissolved. The room shifted again. The queen's voice returned. "You have shown balance, Captain. Your mind and body are one." Eli felt relief and pride. He had passed the hardest trial yet. The sky faded, and the chamber reappeared. The queen stood before him, smiling. "Now you are ready for what comes next," she said. "But remember, the greatest challenges are not just tests. They are choices." Eli nodded, knowing she meant more than the trials. The future was uncertain, but he was ready to face it. The queen led him through another door, where a strange new path awaited, one filled with secrets and dangers. Eli took a deep breath and stepped forward, ready for the next step of his incredible journey. Eli stepped through the heavy door the queen had opened. This new room was dark and quiet, with a large crystal floating in the center. It glowed softly, casting gentle light on the walls around it. The air felt thick, like something important was about to happen. The queen's voice was calm but serious. This crystal shows the future. It reveals what might come, but only if you are ready to see. Eli looked at the crystal, curious and a little afraid. He didn't know what to expect. Slowly, the crystal began to change. Inside, images started to appear, scenes from places Eli had never seen before. He saw a great battle in space. Ships of many shapes and sizes fought fiercely among the stars. Explosions lit up the dark sky. Eli recognized some ships, human designs, old but powerful. The battle was desperate. The enemy was huge, a dark shadow moving through the galaxy, destroying everything in its path. Eli felt a chill. This was not a story from the past. It was a warning about what could come. Then the crystal showed a different scene. A group of humans and aliens stood together, united and strong. They worked as one, sharing knowledge and fighting side by side. Eli saw himself leading this group. His voice was calm and confident as he gave orders. He was not just a captain now, but a leader of many worlds. The images faded slowly, leaving Eli breathless. The Queen stepped beside him. "You have seen what may be, Captain. A future where humanity leads many to safety, or a future where darkness destroys all." Eli turned to her, his mind racing. How do I stop this? How do I make sure the good future happens? The Queen's eyes were kind. That is the choice you must make. The future is not fixed. Your actions will shape it. Eli looked back at the crystal. He felt the weight of the moment. He was not just a visitor anymore. He was part of something greater. The Queen continued, "You must gather allies, learn what you can, and prepare. The danger is coming, but so is hope." Eli nodded slowly, feeling a new sense of purpose. "I will do whatever it takes." The room grew brighter, the crystal's light filling the space. "Your next task awaits," the Queen said. "A place that holds the secrets of your people. Go there, and you will understand more." Eli took a deep breath and stepped toward the door. He knew the road ahead would be difficult, but for the first time, he felt ready. He looked back one last time. The Queen watched him with quiet hope. Then Eli walked through the door, stepping closer to the future he must fight for. Eli followed the Queen down a long hallway. The walls were covered with glowing symbols, telling stories of old battles and ancient peace. The air grew cooler as they walked. At the end of the hall was a large door, darker than the rest, with strange carvings. "This is the Forbidden Chamber," the Queen said softly. "Few have entered here. Inside, you will find the truth about your people, and the power to change everything." Eli felt his heart race. He had faced many challenges, but this felt different. This was a place of secrets, of history he did not yet understand. The Queen touched the door, and it opened slowly with a low rumble. Inside, the room was filled with light from floating crystals. Strange machines hummed quietly, and walls displayed moving images of planets, stars, and ships. In the center was a pedestal with a glowing cube. Eli stepped closer, drawn to it. The cube felt warm in his hands. As he touched it, images filled his mind. Visions of ancient humans traveling through space, building great cities on distant worlds. He saw ships faster than anything he had known, powered by strange energy. Humans working together with other species, creating peace and hope across the stars. Then the vision changed. It showed a terrible war, a fight against a dark enemy that wanted to destroy all life. Humans fought bravely but were forced to hide their true power. Many secrets were lost in the chaos. Eli stepped back, breathless. The room was quiet except for the low hum of the machines. The Queen spoke softly. "Your ancestors hid this knowledge to protect it. Now, the time has come to bring it back. You must learn to use it, but be careful, power can change a person." Eli nodded, feeling the weight of her words. He wanted to protect his people, but he knew this power was dangerous. Suddenly, the images on the walls shifted to a star map. A red light blinked on a distant planet. The Queen said, That is the source of the dark threat you saw in the crystal. You must investigate it. Eli looked at the map, determination growing inside him. He was ready to face whatever dangers lay ahead. The Queen smiled. Remember, Captain, the future is in your hands. Trust in yourself and in the strength of humanity. Eli took one last look around the forbidden chamber, then turned to follow the Queen. The secrets he had found would change everything. Outside, the stars waited, full of mystery and danger. But Eli was no longer just a visitor. He was a guardian, a human ready to rise. Eli stood before the glowing star map, his mind full of new knowledge from the forbidden chamber. The red light blinked steadily on a distant planet, the source of the dark threat the Queen had warned him about. He looked around the grand hall. The alien leaders who had once doubted him now stood silently, waiting for his next move. Eli knew this moment was important. If he failed, many worlds could be lost. Taking a deep breath, Eli spoke. The danger is real, and it is coming fast. We cannot fight alone. We must unite, or we will all fall. There was silence. Then the leader of the blue-skinned faction stepped forward. We have fought each other for many cycles, but if this threat is true, we must try. Others nodded. Slowly, an alliance began to form. Aliens of different shapes, sizes, and powers coming together with humans. Eli worked quickly, using his unique human skills, listening, understanding, and finding common ground. He showed them the ancient knowledge he had learned, proof that cooperation had saved many worlds before. The Queen watched with pride. You are becoming the leader we hoped for, Captain. Eli's team prepared for the coming battle. Ships were repaired, weapons tested, and plans made. He trained alongside alien warriors, learning their strengths and sharing human tactics. Days passed, and the red light on the map grew brighter. The dark force was moving closer. Finally, the fleet gathered in space above the threatened planet. Thousands of ships, human and alien, ready to fight as one. Eli stood on the command bridge of the flagship. His heart pounded, but he felt calm. The enemy appeared, a massive shadow, larger than any ship Eli had seen. It moved like a living storm, destroying everything in its path. The battle began. Lasers flashed, engines roared, and the stars lit up with explosions. Eli led the fight, using his mind and courage to guide the fleet. He trusted his allies, knowing their strengths and weaknesses. The enemy was strong, but the alliance was stronger. Together, they fought with hope and determination. After hours of battle, the dark force began to weaken. The enemy's power faded, and the fleet pushed it back. When the fight ended, silence filled the space. The stars seemed to shine brighter. The Queen's voice came through the comms. You have done well, Captain Eli Morgan. Humanity and the galaxy owe you a great debt. Eli smiled, tired but proud. He looked at his team, aliens and humans standing side by side. This is only the beginning, he said. We will protect this peace together. The future was still unknown, but for the first time, Eli felt hope. The strength of humanity had helped save the galaxy. The battle was over. The stars around the planet shone with new light, peaceful and bright. Captain Eli Morgan stood on the deck of the flagship, looking out at the calm space. The galaxy had changed, and so had he. The alien Queen appeared beside him, her eyes soft but strong. You have done more than survive, Eli. You have brought hope where there was fear. Eli nodded, feeling the weight of her words. I didn't do it alone. The aliens, the humans, we all fought together. The Queen smiled. And that is why your kind is special. You have the strength to unite even the greatest differences. As word spread across the galaxy, more worlds joined the alliance. Humans became known not just as fighters, but as leaders and peacemakers. Earth's place in the stars was no longer a question, it was a promise. Eli traveled from planet to planet, sharing knowledge and building friendships. He taught others about human resilience and creativity. Many looked to him as a symbol of a new future. Yet, Eli knew the road ahead was not easy. There would be new threats, old rivalries, and hard choices, but he was ready. One evening, as the twin suns set on the Zarian homeworld, Eli stood on a balcony, watching the colors fade. The queen joined him, her voice gentle. "Your journey has only just begun," she said, "but you have already changed history." Eli smiled. "I feel like I finally understand what it means to be human." The queen nodded. "It is not just about strength or courage. It is about hope, change, and the will to protect what is right." Eli looked at the stars, feeling their vastness and promise. He knew that no matter what came next, humanity would be ready. The future was wide open, full of challenges and chances to shine. And Eli Morgan, a simple human from Earth, had become a legend among the stars.